Tag
Uh-oh.
I didn't tag anybody.
I think we're live.
We are live.
All right.
Hello, everyone.
Welcome to the greatest podcast in CommsvNext history, Snack Edition. We have snack. Everybody is fully. You're not snacked up. Grab a snack.
I'll pull over
Grab
from
a
here.
snack.
I'm good.
So, hi, I'm Michael Tressler. I'm a senior solutions consultant and at Jabra and a Microsoft MVP, which means I do a lot of free work for Microsoft. I do work for free, and they give me like access to Camtasia. So, totally worth it. With me is Dave Hatz. Dave, please introduce yourself. And I will say, you do have the best job title at the show.
I've got a good one. VP Machine Intelligence for CTI. So we're a system integrator dealing in the Teams room space. I do a lot of work around there, do a lot of work with AI, with Copilot, all kinds of fun stuff. And absolutely, I agree. I love my title.
And Tracy Herr, who are you?
Hello, I'm Tracy Herr. I work for Microsoft. I'm a senior escalation engineer, and I specialize on all the Teams devices.
First question, Dave Hatz.
Yeah.
You're a Teams Rooms guy?
Teams rooms guy, that's doing those for a long time.
I never knew that.
Yeah.
Why? Did I not know that?
You know, there's a lot of things, Michael. I don't ask myself questions just why when it comes to you, buddy. But no, we've been working as a system integrator for 20 years before I really got going heavy in the AI space. So, UCAS, long before we were talking Teams and, Link and OCS and all those, back to the Poly and Cisco and PictureTel days. So,
I'm going to follow up with a related question. What's your favorite T-shirt?
ooh,
So for those who don't know, Dave runs a weekly video on YouTube called AI Prompt of the Week.
yeah.
And it is every week a different T-shirt, or almost every week there's a different T-shirt, often to the theme of the prompt.
Yeah. Yeah, so far I have not repeated, I don't think. We'll get to a point where that probably is not quite sustainable, but yeah, no, I love throwing in a unique T-shirt. Again, theme them when I can. Other times, sometimes they're just, fun pop culture, a lot of back to the 80s and 90s and,
So do you have a favorite or a few favorites?
I'm a big fan of the AI geeky ones, things like this, pretty soon you'll see me spinning up an Etsy shop where everyone can get their own version of those. But I got to be a little careful. I can't share all of the ones that I do because some of them are trademark logos and things like that. But honestly, I'm a big fan of the Buc-ee's one is a big one of mine.
Buc-ee's is huge. We had a
huge.
Buc-ee Beaver running around today.
Seriously, I missed that.
Great. He was in a onesie. It was so.
The Buc-ee's
my goodness.
onesie.
Oh,
Yep.
I missed that. But no, I like that one. Again, I'm the 80s games. I'm a big fan of
Games like when Joe Montana threw to Dwight Clark in the end zone, or what 80s games are you talking about?
I got an Atari shirt that I'll throw on there. I've got the Contra controller code T-shirt there. That's a fun one. You'll see me pop up in Thundercats one of the weeks coming up here. I actually wore that one in the airport yesterday. I got a few comments on that one, so it's fun. It lightens the mood. Something like Copilot. The whole premise of the show is, just expanding people's skills, just showing it's not hard, but we've all got to go at it with intent. And so, the T-shirts are just a way to just make it a little more fun, get a little more attention to it, and get people talking about it. So
AI Prompt of the Week started 9 months ago?
probably about that.
And as a tie-in to the Selling Teams Room show, of which I do mostly back-end production on, with Jimmy Vaughn and Maren Corrigan. Hi, Jimmy and Maren.
Too bad they're not here like they're supposed to be. But we won't go there.
It's not okay.
I know.
It's not okay. Tom's here. Like, the gang would have been here.
Yeah. We all showed up.
Divas, the stars of the show. Yeah, this event is beneath them.
We won't forget.
Oh, I will not.
We will not forget.
I will not. I'm going to act like my mom and not forget things from 40 years ago. I'm like, Mom, I was 10. Can you let that go?
Nope.
So the AI Prompt of the Week, it's on YouTube.
Yep.
You can look for it on the YouTube Teams Rooms Tech Talk channel.
Yep, it's in there. Direct link is aka.ms/prompt of the week.
Ooh, somebody's got an aka.ms. Somebody's important.
Yeah, it's good stuff though. And again, it's anyone who's just wants to keep current on what's going on with Copilot. We're getting more into agents in there, and just And some of them are longer than others, but just good stuff to just keep everyone tells me that if you watch 3 or 4 of them, you're going to pick something up that you didn't know, even if you're well versed in it. So
I just want to say I haven't.
well, you got to listen.
Oh, I usually take
Pay
that.
attention.
Usually when we play your video during Selling Teams Rooms, I go off and get a breakfast
Yeah.
beer or something.
Yeah.
Okay.
The music is good, but you got to do more than jam to the music.
Well, I dance to it as well.
Okay.
I mean, I move uncontrollably.
That's better.
Like Elaine in Seinfeld.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely. And so, if you're a Teams Rooms guy at a thing, why the Copilot deal? Why are you giving up your time every week? So, like a 2-minute video probably takes at least an hour, at least, because you got to come up with a prompt, test it, rerun it. Every time you get a different answer from the Copilot, so then you maybe have to export it, export to saves, whatever, and then edit it, and then say things without stumbling, and then all that. So it's at least an hour for a 2-minute video.
Yep.
So what is the passion for Copilot that is like every week I want to do another one?
Well, the reality is we're at a point in time where AI is the new life skill that we all need to be perfecting. And so in my role at CTI, I'm an evangelist for AI. I lead some grassroots groups with our teams developing skills, and so I'm able to use that content to help further their skills. But just for everyone out there, I mean, from my kids to my parents to my friends to all of you guys, we need to be leveling up our AI skills, and Copilot's a big part of that in the corporate enterprise world. But the skills we talk about on there aren't even often specific to that. They apply to other AI tools. So it's good stuff. It's important. It's relevant. And again, I'm a firm believer in just leveling us all up.
Alex, do you need a snack?
It is true. I heard on the news that the next thing is the AI skills, that recruiters are looking for people with AI skills. And that's what every company wants is that they want to hire that next gen person who has those skills.
Yeah, it's different ways of thinking about the world. It's different ways of approaching your work. It's just everything is so transformational about it that the more we talk about it, just the better we're all going to get.
It's important to me that I share snacks. So Alex
Absolutely.
Ivanov was there, and I'm like, he was watching, and I'm like, do you need a snack?
All right, we'll keep the show going here.
You turn down the snack.
You
No,
dish out
you
some
guys
snacks.
do
It's
your own
fine.
thing.
It's fine.
It's a thing. And then I had a follow-up question, but I got distracted by the snacks. Where do you live?
Outside Chicago,
Which outside Chicago?
Plainfield, Illinois.
Doesn't sound exciting.
It's awesome.
What happens in Plainfield?
35 years ago there was a tornado. That's sort of level the big chunk of the town. That's that's the local war.
We're famous for being destructed.
Yeah, that's the local war of Plainfield, Illinois, really. So, no, all good stuff though.
Wife, kids, dog?
Yeah.
Pool?
Yep. No pool. Neighbors have pools.
Pool table?
Nope.
No.
Nope. But the neighbor has a pool, and that's all we need.
True.
It's like a boat. The best one is somebody else's.
Correct.
So. And in fact, they opened it. Midwest, it takes a little while to get in the spring, but they opened up their pool last week. They're one of the first ones that want to do it.
They want to enjoy more than that month.
They're
and a
willing
half.
to pay the gas bill to heat it. This time of year, and so we've got the right neighbors, the right friends.
You do. You've chosen wisely.
Absolutely.
At least it's heated. I can't imagine Chicago right now in a pool. Ooh, burr.
In middle of July at Chicago in a pool that's not heated.
Right.
I mean,
True.
you might get a weekend if you're lucky.
So Tracy, I turned my laser sharp focus to you now.
Oh, okay.
How you doing?
I'm great, Michael.
How are the snacks?
Snacks?
You haven't finished your snacks, but that's okay. You have a lot of snacks. Your snack game is strong.
I can't be chomping on things while I'm talking.
I am.
Well, I'm not.
But don't talk with food in your mouth, so I'm just going to be quiet for a minute.
Exactly. You can't be quiet. It's chips and crackers.
So there's a thing that got posted about May 15th.
Yes, there is.
What do you know about the great day of May 15th? Is that May Day? What day is May Day? I have a computer. I'll look that up while you talk about
Is it
May
May Day,
15th.
May 1st?
It might be. And what is May Day?
I don't know.
Wow,
Where's my Copilot app? Copilot app. Okay, you do that, and I will educate people on I will have Copilot write one paragraph on May Day.
So first, just to lighten the mood before we get into what May 15th is gonna be. May 15th is also my husband's birthday.
Hey.
So
Well, there you go.
it's hopefully gonna be a very smooth day so that I will be able to celebrate with him. But what's gonna happen on May 15th is Microsoft, the team is going to start pushing out the AOSP firmware to all of the Android devices that have the approved firmware that's been released. That's not all Android devices. Some of them still say being released in April, some say being released in May, and those ones that are being released in April that aren't here and May, the auto release schedule is TBD. So for all the ones that have firmware that's available for AOSP, those ones are going to be released May 15th to auto update.
So explain the auto update to me. I have a device, a phone, let's say, that I haven't updated in like 2 years. Are you gonna force an update upon me?
If they haven't already,
Well, let's assume it's most recent enough that it can sign in 2 years a little much. But
Yeah.
I'm like 9 months behind, and I have no intention of updating the firmware because the thing works. Why do I want a new firmware? I'm that guy. So, are you going to force me to update my thingy?
yes, there is going to be some forced situations, and Teams Admin Center has the update rings that general, validation, general, and final. So you get up to 45 days of time before firmware is going to get pushed. It is not pausable. You cannot pause this.
It's not
update.
possible.
Pauseable.
Pause a bowl.
Pause. Like you
Pass
cannot
a bowl.
pause
Can you
it.
pass the bowl of?
Absolutely.
Pass a bowl. Here you go. Eric.
There
you go.
There is no pause for you. And I'm not talking about my kitten's paws.
Soup.
But yes, these updates are special. They won't be able to be paused in Teams Admin Center like every other app update could be paused or firmware could be paused before this.
I bet you all the customers are super excited about this news.
Yeah. Yes, some are. I hope that everyone has tested it. I hope everyone, if you haven't tested it, do it now, please. Hurry up, do it now before it gets pushed. And find out if your environment's ready for it. I mean,
I'm sure there's a lot of there's no communication going on about this or anything either. So no one's going to know this is coming.
Well, this is it. We're announcing it.
Yeah, we're
here.
announcing it here for the
This is
first
why
time.
it's the greatest podcast in CommsvNext history. We're breaking news. Live, local, late breaking.
there is tons of communication. Thank you very much.
We're on YouTube.
There's a message center post in the admin center. So
Nobody reads those.
there's a blog
Which is
article.
why you should subscribe to Tom Arbuthnot's ChangePilot.cloud. ChangePilot.cloud is a tool meant for enterprises to keep a track of all of the constant changes and new posts to the Microsoft Message Center. ChangePilot.cloud. It's what I trust.
Ooh, what a plug. That was great. Yes, we have lots of documentation. We have Teams tech community blog that our product group is doing a great job of keeping updated with FAQs. And we have 3 articles, how to migrate. These are the steps. This is what you need. You need to have this Intune policy created. And please do that now.
So so this podcast was 100 level, but I'm about to go 272 level. You create the AOSP policy, right? So now you've said AOSP devices are allowed into Intune. Do you not also need to update your conditional access kicked off Intune policies to now map to AOSP instead of device administrator? So you also need to update your Intune policies instead of just enabling AOSP?
Yes and no. I mean, for some customers that are using compliance, if you're using Intune to evaluate your devices today to see if they're compliant, then yes, you need to also have a compliance policy created that is specific for AOSP. So you may need the Intune enrollment special policy that everyone needs to have, and you might need that compliance policy created too.
And I think the compliance policy would be the harder part, because you may need to create new compliance policies or edit existing ones.
You can't edit existing ones because
Well, that sucks.
the existing ones are tied to the old Android device administrator platform.
Yeah, well, okay.
So they won't work.
I'm going to step back real quick as my Intune goes so far and I'm at the edge. I'm like, yeah, I'm going to step back on. I'm going to step back. Again, not level 300 because that's beyond my knowledge base.
We're getting rid of, the whole idea of AOSP is we're getting rid of this Android device administrator platform.
And that, didn't that like get Google got rid of it like with Android 5 or Android 7 or something? And we're on all these devices on like Android 9. No, it was way before that, wasn't it? I got a box here. Answer this. I have the answer for Mayday.
I don't work for Google, so I don't have to have those answers. Android 10?
What is Google deprecated? That's the word.
I thought it was 8. But
Let's see.
I think if Eric says 10, my money's on 10.
all right.
Well, I'm going to do whatever Copilot says. It's thinking hard.
See, and
Wow,
here's
this
where
is-
you come in.
Next, he's going to be blaming the internet
What
for not.
prompt would you put to make
just
Copilot
said-
give you the right answer?
When was Google Device Administrator deprecated? I made it simple.
Did it answer you yet?
Do I have Wi-Fi? No.
Yeah, I was just going to say, he's going to blame the internet next.
It doesn't
Yep.
know.
Yep.
Copilot does not know. Or you don't have Wi-Fi.
Well, this show just came to a stop. Have we had
Here we
snacks?
go. Massey's got it.
Oh, there we go. Up on the screen.
Oh, there's a screen?
He's prompting for us
I don't see a screen.
because you're not looking.
Where's the screen?
Eric's got the answer.
I don't see a screen.
Right there on the table.
Oh.
Other side of the camera.
Oh, yeah. I don't. Android 9.
9. Okay, we were both
Android
wrong.
9!
Wrong.
Yeah.
9!
9?
Our show's,
Android 9!
our show's getting canceled. We were all wrong.
Yep. That's why there was never a Windows 9! Should be a Windows Ya. Then it'd be a Windows Jaw, and then there'd be a whole reggae Jamaican thing. Windows Jaw Love. Wouldn't that'd be a fun Windows.
That would be fun.
Yeah.
The marketing opportunities there.
So just to wrap up the AOSP conversation, I just want to say it again. If you haven't tested it, if you're watching this right now, please do yourself a favor, test it. Make sure you test it on one device at least. Know if your devices are going to sign themselves out. There are some written things in our documentation that will tell you in these situations your devices will sign out after this upgrade. You need to pay attention to this information, please. I'm trying to make your life easy. I am, truly.
You care.
I care, I do. I mean, especially for all those people who have common area phones that need to dial 911 if there's an emergency. If those phones get signed out on May 15th, it's not like
Well,
it won't
starting
happen.
as early
Yeah.
as May
Yeah,
15th.
it's not going to happen to every tenant all at the same time.
Oh, that'd be
It's gonna
fun.
A rollout. Yeah, that would be terrible. But it'll be a rollout. It'll take some time to get to every tenant everywhere. But this is global. This is not just North America. This is the whole globe.
So Microsoft's looking to take out the globe. Cool, noted. Dave, question for you.
Yeah, I think I'm going to be on vacation that month. Thank you, guys.
Can you write some AI prompt that'll make the phones sign themselves back in?
Oh,
Oh, if only there were PowerShell / graph access to devices that wasn't a beta release of PowerShell from like 7 years ago. That would be awesome. We're still waiting.
We just want,
Right, Eric?
We just
We're
want
still-
AI to do it for us.
I know.
Yeah. How much more time do we have to kill? We're the last one today? Sweet. let's go a couple hours then.
No, drinks start at 4:30, I think. Don't
True.
they?
Yeah, we got 40 minutes
So.
in. Dave, question for me then.
Question for you.
Yeah.
So, being here, Jobber's obviously a sponsor of the event. And
Never heard of him.
So, yeah, haven't either really. Just saw the name up there somewhere.
Okay.
So, so what's your takeaway from putting your professional role on? You're obviously here, as slave labor doing podcast here because you got voluntold just like the rest of us. But
you definitely got voluntold. Tracy was asked. You were told.
No, I was
be here at
voluntold in
yes.
text that said voluntold. Yes.
I was not asked.
So, but for you, being here, obviously Jobber's here, tell us about the experience, you guys being here, supporting this community in that.
So, Jobber's been here for many years. Eric, has not all of them, right? Does Jobber support all? He's not sure. For at least the last 3 or 4 years, Jobber supported this. We've got a nice turnout at the booth, at the staff. This is just, one, I love this event. I've been to every single one, including the first one at the Microsoft office when it was the beta. I've been to all of them, and I do a pretty good job throughout the year, just evangelizing that this is a great event. Everybody should go. And Mickey Haley, who is one of our Microsoft Alliances people, she came, again, let's say 3 or 4 years ago. And that may have been the COVID year, so let's say 5 years or 4 years, whatever. Let's just assume this is her third or fourth. Let's assume it's her fourth one.
Got it.
And within Jabra, she's just like, this is an amazing event. It's from a business side of view, they're all Microsoft people. They're all Teams people. They're all people who understand the value of a headset. They're all the people who understand the value of good video. It's like, these are our people. Yeah. So from that point of view, it's there. But then I think she really likes that. These are good people.
Yeah, I mean, that's so important, and I mean, this is my first time at the event, and I'm blown away.
Yeah, you're in your first, 6 hours?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I'm the newbie, but, I'm blown away at the quality of the event, everyone here, you're right, it's our people, and, even the sessions going on are, top-notch, high quality.
Well, I'll put a change to that.
Well, you speak tomorrow, and we'll see.
That's why I'm kind of towards the end when people are tired and don't care anymore.
Yep.
It's like, let Tressler have his obligatory.
First people who are going to leave for the airport have already gone. They got their free lunch. They're out. And
Tressler did his minimum 10 posts and wore a CommsvNext shirt on selling Teams Room, so give him a session.
Yep.
But buried it at the end.
But first day, sessions certainly have been, huge value. I mean, there's takeaway content and everything. There's live demos. I mean, who does live demos at one of these events?
Zoom
did.
Every session I've been in has had a live demo. It's great.
It is.
It's great.
I will have no live demos. You know why? Oh, could I do live demos? Yes, but I'm not crazy like Eric Marcy. I'm not going to bring a full Teams Rooms into or an entire Skype for Business Enterprise pool and set it up for a 45-minute session. I'm like, I don't have time to wheel a cart in and hope that I can make 3 cameras work in Teams Rooms windows. I'm sure it works. It's not a hope thing. It's like I trust the technology. I ain't nobody got time for that. So I'm just like, here's some loop GIFs of stuff I did 10 days ago, which here's a reason to see my session. It's the first one that I didn't do on the flight coming here.
There you go.
This was 10 days ago. I actually had to prep because this is all new material and not just stuff I've been recycling for the last 2 or 3 years and presenting the updates.
I've heard that the best presentations are the ones that you write on the plane coming here.
Yeah, so mine tomorrow is going to be boring.
Like
it's
this.
suck.
Yeah. So it's over. Well, okay. Up until your session, they've all been. I mean, they're hugely authentic. Is the best way I'll put them. There's not a hidden agenda behind them. There's not the sales fluff in front of them. It's content that this community really is interested in my opinion, things that are relevant today, and that you don't get that at a lot of events, and so that's why I'm saying I'm really impressed with you.
So how many have you gone to a session every block?
Yeah.
So you've been to 3 sessions?
3, 4. 4. I think 2 before lunch, 2 after.
Yeah. So like you, I've been to 2/3 of one.
Yeah.
Tracy, how have your sessions been? Have you gone to any?
Oh, yeah.
You're at least in the. So the craziest one was Patrick Kelly of Zoom, was presenting on Zoom and Teams integration.
Yeah.
And it's like, wait, the Zoom distinguished architect is presenting here. And it was really interesting because working at Jabra, we do Zoom rooms as well, fully supported, fully certified, happy to Zoom headsets, Zoom contact centers, all this is awesome. But, I stole Preston. I stole all of your candy. Did you? You're not looking at the candy. I stole your candy. So nobody from Landis was there, so I couldn't ask for permission. So I'm letting you know now. I stole your candy.
There's Haribos in there.
Yes.
They are the best gummy bears.
The only.
The only gummy bears.
Haribo macht Kinder froh und Erwachsene ebenso. Which translates to kids and grown-ups love it so, the happy world of Haribo. But that's on the German Haribos, they say that.
Rosemont, Illinois.
Is it?
Yep, just outside Chicago.
Just outside Plainfield?
Just outside of O'Hare.
Oh, the lovely tropical area around O'Hare.
Yeah.
Do you like concrete? Go to Rosemont. There was something interesting we were talking about. Oh, good sessions
Good sessions that I thoroughly
and Zoom and Patrick Kelly being here. Yeah.
I thoroughly enjoyed Ben giving his 911 session.
Was he wearing the Buc-ee's?
In the Buc-ee's onesie. Yes, he was. What is that? What kind of animal is that?
Beaver.
Beaver. He was a beaver. Yes, it was great. Everybody should dress in a onesie next year and present their sessions in onesies. Why not?
Will you do it?
Of course, I own like 7 onesies.
I own none. Dave, if you present next year, will you? Are we making a pact? This show is not. So onesies and presentations, and you're tomorrow. And so what? How many sessions have you been to? The one that we had to leave the Zoom one early to come here.
Right. So I've been to 2 this morning and 2 this afternoon, except the Zoom one was like half session.
All right, Dave. Being the first time here, what did you think of the breakfast and lunch for conference food?
But notch above any conference food. There wasn't just the sterno tray of chicken with whatever white sauce over top of it that was, has been cooking for the last 17 hours and that. Good food.
So you're missing the dry rubbery chicken.
No, I'm not missing the dry rubbery chicken one bit. Even the snacks. I mean, guacamole and queso.
I mean, well, not just that, but
pretzels with chocolate on them.
Chocolate-covered pretzels.
Yeah.
And churros.
And churros, yeah.
Warm food snacks are great. There's been no box food.
No. Nope, this is good stuff.
So it's totally not like how I eat at home.
No other
Right.
conference can say that.
All right, talk amongst yourselves. I'm having a snack.
Okay. So, tell me what you're working on.
Tell me what I'm working on. Oh my goodness. The most exciting thing I'm working on right now is building up developer teams within our company around AI solutions both for our company and for our customers. So we're everything from copilots and and chat assistants on up to integrating machine learning into our back-end business systems. So I'm building teams. I'm teaching first-time employees about our business. I'm teaching long-time employees of our company about AI. I'm connecting. I'm like a connector. I'm like just resources. You know some things. You know some things. You're all great people. Here, let's go do some cool things together.
Excellent. What did you think of the keynote?
Juan was awesome.
I thought that part where the translation happened in real time, the language translation in the meeting, that was amazing.
Yeah. No. So Juan got up and he gave a real vision of where AI is today, and I actually like that he spent the most time talking about the here and now, and the pieces that we've seen glimpses of them, but connecting them together, providing relevance of it. It's not just AI for the sake of AI, and I think I see that a lot, that we get caught up in talking about AI, but it's what's the business value. The fact that he highlighted the complexity of getting from a pilot, a demo of something that's could be done, and actually getting it to production, that's something that organizations I'm talking with all the time are struggling with, more now than ever. And he highlighted that as one of his 5 things that lessons that he's learned and Microsoft has learned, but that are out there for us to learn from, to avoid.
I was confused about that demo comment. Like, the demo looks all perfect and fancy, and then production is like a bomb.
Well,
my demos are not perfect and fancy by any means, unless the demo gods bless me that day. So I don't really get that.
I think the concept is that, if you're taking AI and gonna, if I'm, pick any use case, you can smoke and mirrors it, or you can craft your solution to the very obvious use case right in front of you. But when you get ready to roll it out to 100 people, to 1,000 people, to 10,000 people, to 100,000 people, you start to catch other fringe cases that you probably didn't think about. And I think that's where he was getting to was, security and compliance, making sure your solution is, auditable so you can gauge performance over time. All those things I think is the sort of the messy middle that he was getting at. And, as an engineer at heart, those are areas that, I spend a lot of time, working with my team to balance not slowing down our innovation and our progress, but also to make sure we're not, just racing for a finish line that's going to put us in a bad spot.
It's true. You cannot Q&A every single scenario that customers do.
Yeah, you can.
I don't know all the things that customers do in their environments. I wouldn't even know how to put a checklist together.
No.
So similarly, our cameras is like, okay, maximum 20 foot by 20 foot. That's our sweet spot. That's the edge of where things. That's the edge where things look great, and then they start deprecating due to digital camera, whatever. But we know customers have taken them and put them in massively large spaces, because it's like we don't need we just need to see that there are people there from left to the right. That's it. We don't care about the depth. We don't care about the audio. We don't care about anything. Yours is one camera shows the whole space. That's it. And it's like that is not. We don't test for that.
Yeah.
We actually tell you when we sell it, if you're going to use in that space, if you're happy, cool. We're telling you it's not going to be an optimal experience. And optimal schmoptimal. It's good for us.
Exactly.
So you get into those things, and when you test and demo, it's like, we're going to test the optimal use case and make sure it works great in these. And then customers go I've told people, once a customer buys our device, it's out of our hands what they do with it.
Yeah.
We can just guide them and give them, guidance to minimize them being unhappy and calling support. But if they want to literally put it out in the wilderness as a camera to watch panthers walk by, that is not something we are indeed.
Yeah. It's like, call us up and tell us how it worked.
And by the way, in true story, California Department of Nature has them, or whatever they're called, has them out in a nature park. Our camera is not what we would tell you is within the bounds of our product.
So when's your marketing team going to put the one-pager out showing that use case?
There's a video for it.
Oh, awesome.
Correct.
Awesome. I'm going to have to check that out.
So there's a difference between marketing and then my role of technical guidance, pre-sales is don't do that. Or if you're going to do that, understand it's on you, because I've told you what we want you to do with the device, and you're like, whatever. I'm just going to put it out in a park, in a field, in the woods. Okay, cool. Hey, Eric, you could share my screen. Do you see it? Copilots, we're talking a lot of Copilot today. It's doing a fantastic job. It is completely stumped on when Google Device Administrator is deprecated. It's just spinning and spinning. And it's been spinning and spinning since I asked that question 15 minutes ago. So, or we can blame the Mac, Copilot on Mac. Are we blaming Copilot or the fine people from Cupertino, California?
Well, I mean, if you would have all of your documentation in order and have that in your SharePoint, Copilot would be able to find it. So I might even go back to user error here.
Why can't it find it on the internet?
I don't know. It's just stuck and hung up. Usually it comes with an error message going, hey, I'm sorry. This is just stuck. No, because Mayday, do you want to know what Mayday is? It is May 1st. And I asked, here's the prompt. Here's your prompt of the week.
Okay.
Hi, I'm Dave Hatz with the Prompt AI Prompt of the Week. Look at my crazy t-shirt. Actually, don't, and subtle joke. Please write a one-paragraph description of Mayday, and here's where it gets fun, but say it in the punniest way possible.
All right.
So, Mayday, more like May hooray. The 1st of May is when spring really steps up its game, showering the world with blossoms and magical vibes. Whether you're dancing around a maypole or just making the most of the sunshine, This day is all about shaking off the winter blues and maybe embracing the new beginnings. Of course, if you find yourself in distress, it also happens to be the universal call for help. So May Day is the universal. So let's hope your May Day is more about flowers than flare signals.
Yes.
Those puns were horrid. And it kept going back to the well for the same maybe whatever. Didn't expand.
Yeah, it needs a little more variety in its punniness.
That's one where I think in one of your AI prompt of the weeks, and I wish I could do it, but my Copilot's hung up and asked a new one. Can you do that? Can you make that better? Can you do it again and make it better?
Yeah. Can you come up with some new puns?
So,
Once
yes.
you've used a pun, let's not use it again.
So, I think it was one of your AI prompt of the weeks where you said like, just ask it to do it. Can you do it better?
Yeah.
In your experience, that works. Like what? It's like a human. We don't always get it right the first try. So, why do you think that kind of asking it?
Well, I mean, again, you're training the AI on your preference, and so what I prefer though is rather than just saying try it again, I prefer to give it some guidance on how to adjust. Tell it that your puns were off. You used
awful. I think is what you meant.
Awful. You used the same pun over and over. Can you spice it up? Come up with some new puns.
Yeah.
Give it some guidance, just like if you're telling your 6-year-old how to do something better. Okay. I yell at my kids and just say just do it and repeat the same thing.
Because Daddy said so.
Because Daddy said so, and it obviously doesn't work. And so I'm trying to make myself better, telling my AI,
try to be
do
a better dad
than my kids.
AI. AI, I'm about to yell at my kids. What do you recommend I do instead of yelling at them? It's like, how about give them a hug? Ooh, gross.
Yeah, no, I'm just gonna yell at them.
Kids are filthy. I don't want to hug them. Only when they come right out of the bath.
Yeah, they're not gonna listen to me either way. So it's less effort to not ask the AI.
Anything you want to talk about, Tracy, or AOSP? I know you said ahead of time we want to cover that. Nailed it.
Yeah, we did. I'm really curious about this MDEP that's going on, and you have devices.
I do have
are
devices.
running MDEP already.
Yeah, for those who don't know, Microsoft Device Ecosystem Platform is an Android variant created. There's a proper word because they did not create Android. So it is not Microsoft's Android, it's Microsoft's, and there's a perfect word for it that I can't Copilot.
Customized?
Microsoft's variant of Microsoft's version of the Android fork. Sure, there's other words for it. Anyway, so Microsoft has an Android that they put their stuff on, and the idea is ultimately many-fold, and you should go watch, well, it'll be recorded probably, watch Yoav Barzilai's MDEP presentation tomorrow. He's on the MDEP team at Microsoft.
I want to see what it looks like when it enrolls in Intune.
Oh, I have those slides.
Oh, you don't have it in real life?
I mean, I can open up, do you want me to open up Intune and show you?
Yes,
All
I
right, give me a
do. Yes,
second.
I do.
So MDEP,
Live demo me.
Live demos here.
okay, hold on, let me
We're gonna get a live demo out of him. aren't we?
That's right, we
Awesome.
are.
You're about to see how I'm like not good at Intune. Why I'm like level 278 and
It's
300
okay.
is a
I can
bridge
walk
too
you
far.
through it. It'll be like, can you stump her except in reverse?
Yeah, I need to delete all those Intune videos because they don't apply anymore.
Don't delete them. Jens just used them a couple days ago
Really?
and fixed a bunch of problems.
So where do I go? Devices?
Yes, devices.
And
Android.
then Android devices by platform Android. And then device name managed by Intune, corporate. So it's instantly corporate ownership, Android AOSP, OS version 13. Oh, it's 13, not 12. I should know that. Last check-in.
What does it say for the platform?
OS? Is that what you mean, platform?
No, it should say platform. It should say Android something something.
There you go. You can drive the computer instead of looking at the screen off in the distance.
Oh, all of these? They come in as AOSP even though they're MDEP?
Uh-huh.
Wow. Okay, so we're not very far off.
Android 12, AOSP, whatever's.
That's what I wanted to know.
There you
Thank
go. Yeah.
So we're still following the same AOSP enrollment policy and what we just talked about for compliance for an MDEP mission.
Yes.
Okay.
So all the vendors, Jabra OS was a thing. Now we use MDEP, but Collab OS, Biology, PolyOS, NeatOS, et cetera, they all have their own Androids, and so the AOSP is updating the Intune. For better or for worse, when we when we got rid of Jabra OS and replaced it with MDEP, we also got AOSP. So we did both at the same time, an upgrade to MDEP and an upgrade to AOSP.
And I bet
which is still manual until May 15th,
right.
when our customers are going to get it forced down their throats.
Right.
By the big boot of Microsoft crushing us.
Our Intune team probably hasn't relabeled that platform where it says AOSP for MDEP, because I'm sure they will.
Yeah, I'm clicking into the device. Corporate, compliant, Android. Properties?
No. Hardware?
Operating.
No.
Yeah.
That's because you're the first one to the game.
OGs. We're the OG.
Intune hasn't caught up with you yet.
So anyway, MDEP is available on Jabra. I think, are there 2 Yelling phones or 1 or 2 Yelling phones that have MDEP now? If not, they're about to get it.
I have heard something about that, but I'm not sure which model.
And the Yelling A40 was announced this summer to have MDEP. I don't think they've released it yet, but that'll be coming shortly. So it's starting to become a thing. We're going to release our Panicast 40 video bar in the summer. That'll have MDEP. So it's a small, 5 or 6 devices between us and Yelling, but others will jump in. And then also, MDEP is not a Teams Rooms or a Teams operating system. So Barco, Shore. Yeah. Well, Shore does have Teams Rooms Windows now, but they don't do Android. Teams Rooms Android. So Barco, Shore, a few others are doing this, and Barco does not do a native Teams device.
Yeah, no, they're just using it as an entry point so they don't have to customize that and manage that underlying operating system, the testing that goes with that. And I mean, I think you're going to see a lot more of that over the next 12, 18 months. You're going to see a lot more products coming to market. Maybe not going refactoring existing products, but new products coming to market. I think
definitely, especially on new, correct. Yeah. And part of it is you can pick up Microsoft's. So I like to say this is kind of negative to Jabra, but it's kind of the truth too. Given the choice of 2 operating systems on the same piece of hardware, do you trust one from a headset maker or one from a company that has been doing operating systems for over 40 years and has their operating system in the Department of Defense? Which one are you going to pick given the same hardware?
Yep.
Well, the headset manufacturer didn't make the Android
we did.
operating
Jabra
system.
OS. We had our own Jabra OS. So would you rather have Jabra OS or MDEP in your corporation?
You guys just customized Android the same way Microsoft just customized Android.
And the same way
for
Logi
MDEP.
and Neat and those guys did.
How is that different?
Because Microsoft added a bunch of security things that we can't do on a global scale. So the Microsoft Public Key Infrastructure, the Microsoft Certificate Authority, is what is signing the hardware boot attestation and putting it in the secure enclave on the Qualcomm chip, secured with a Microsoft PKI. We do not have a public PKI.
That is an extremely good answer. Very thorough.
Yeah.
Very thorough.
Yay! I know, in case you're wondering, I know a thing or two. I play it simple, and part of I think my things is I'm able to take complex things and drop it down. That's not a complex thing that's easy to drop down.
Yeah.
No, it is not.
Because you have to know the words like enclave. Okay, what's an on-chip enclave? Oh crap, it's a secure part of the motherboard essentially. I don't know if it's in the CPU or on the motherboard that nothing can get to, and it's like a one-way street. You can yeah. Well, of course it's in the silicon. The RAM is in the silicon. Oh, Eric's just saying things in my ear and you guys can't hear it, so now I'm just talking to myself. Sweet. When's the free beer? 25 more minutes.
What?
Have you taken a snack lately?
I'm going to finish my chocolate pretzel here.
Here's your chocolate pretzel. So MDEP, as you said, is a thing of interest. That is now reality. It's out on the street, being released, and go to the CommsvNext YouTube channel. Today is April 15th. I'm not going to say it's going to be up right away, but in a week, let's say, visit the CommsvNext YouTube channel and see if Yoav's MDEP session, because he is like the definitive voice on that.
Yes.
And if you happen to be in London in June at Commsverse, I will be the non-definitive voice giving a session on MDEP and AOSP.
Very nice.
Which I did last year as well. But this one is like, last year was all, this is probably what it's going to look like and probably what it's going to do. And now this is what it looks like. This is what it looks like in Intune. This is what it looks like in the devices in Entra ID.
What are you going to be talking about in your session tomorrow?
Tomorrow is all the let's see, what is it? The new hotness, the latest, whatever, the new hotness in Teams rooms.
Okay. Are you covering anything that we just kind of discussed?
No, like I'm covering facilitator, multiple cameras on Teams rooms, Windows, very lightly because it isn't released yet and I haven't seen it, and it's going to be a few months before, but the Edge and Miracast on Surface. If I say any more, you're not going to come to the session.
I have to come to the session because you're going to come to mine, because my session's at 11.
Yeah.
And yours is after mine.
Yeah, I think I have to work the doors as a volunteer.
Oh, well.
Actually, I think I do.
So he's a bouncer.
Yes.
He's the bouncer.
Though you may not come into Tracy's session. I think I have to see what time tomorrow I volunteer. It's morning. It's for like the first 2 morning sessions, like 8 and 8:30, and what's 8:30 and 9:30, and you're at like 11. Then I'm freed up.
I'm the one right before lunch. So
yeah.
You should be able to come. It's all about security with Teams rooms.
So what's the security of Teams rooms? What does that at a high level mean?
Authentication, really. Tokens. It's all about the tokens. Can I get a token? Like, no, you can't, because I don't trust you. Guess who does that? Conditional access.
So it's the security of the resource account primarily?
Yes.
Okay.
The resource account, and there's a device object that gets associated to a resource account. So we're going to talk all those things tomorrow.
What's your favorite arcade video game?
Oh my God, Buck Hunter. Buck Hunter is up there, and I cannot wait to play again.
You're like, after this, after this, let's get some drinks and go play Buck Hunter.
Yes.
She killed it, by the way. I was there last night. Who was with us? I forget. How am I forgetting? Someone was with us, and I'm sorry. You're awesome. They're a wonderful person. I loved spending time with him.
Yes.
I'm completely forgetting. And so anyway, the point was she had like 2,300 points. I ended up in third place with like 350. And our favorite person, who will remain nameless because privacy is important, our favorite person got like 500. And you had like 2,800 or 3,000 or something.
And honestly, that is not even a good score, because I used to play this all the time with my friends at home. And we would be in like the tens of thousands of points. And 2,000 points is not even good.
Do you have a favorite video game? Old or new?
You know, I'm going to go old. Back in the day, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. That was
kind of a fighting game, right?
That
like
was
a side-scroller fighting game?
It was absolutely a side-scroll fighting game. You know, you look at it now, you go into a classic arcade, and it's, you know, it was a little rough, but it's good stuff, though.
Your favorite Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle?
I'm going to make one up now because I don't remember which one was my favorite back in the day.
Renoir?
No, I'm going to say Michelangelo.
Oh, okay. Renoir wasn't
That
one,
was
was
one.
Yeah.
Raphael.
Yeah. I never really got into the TMNT lifestyle.
My younger brother was more into it than I was, but the game was a good one at the arcade. The few times we got to go.
The few times?
We lived in the middle of the farm country, so, you know, it didn't get to go into play video games.
Into the big city?
Into the big city, yeah.
Plainfield? Since you didn't ask, I will. Mike, what's your favorite all-time video game? And it's Gyrus. This is a lesser-known video game. You can still find it in emulators and whatever. But you basically go around, like at 360 degree, left or right, and the aliens are coming from the middle out to you. And then it's kind of a take on Space Invaders. And so one of my friends is a big pinball guy, so I went with him to Pittsburgh for like the Pinball Nationals, where he was competing in the pinball. So he's pretty good.
Yeah.
Not elite, but good enough and passionate enough that he like placed. I don't know, maybe 15th or something, but placed in his age group. Literally, he was the only one in the age group, and he finished 15th. I don't know. There's rules. It's like you have to minimum score. There's whatever. I don't know. Anyway, they had the first time I'd ever seen a cocktail table version of Gyrus. So while he's doing his pinball tourney, I'm just sitting here playing. I had my greatest game ever. I forget the exact score. First time I ever made it to Earth, and then back around. I didn't even know what happens after you get to Earth. I'd never even gotten past it. Back around. Had I like properly videotaped this thing, it had been like the 32nd highest score in the history of Gyrus. Before then, like my highest score would have been like the 900.
Only there had been a record of this amazing feat.
It'd have been an all-time
No.
top 50 score.
Was this before people had cell phones?
No, this was like 6 years ago.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
I just sat down. I was not expecting it to happen. I just sat down just at night and sitting down by myself there. I mean, other people were playing other games all around. And I'm just like, holy crap, I made it. Holy crap, I made it. I've never seen this. What happens now?
Natural ability.
I was just in the zone that day, that evening. So I've had that was probably my greatest accomplishment in life.
But you didn't keep going and become like a world champion or anything. You just stopped after that time.
No, he ended up getting, losing out of the tournament. We got drinks.
Okay.
So it's like
All right.
moved on. But and I know where it might go in my condo, I'm one of those things, dreams, is to have a Gyrus arcade at home.
Okay.
Stand up clean, nice clean arcade. Not the simulator crap where you can play 87 different games. That's cool. It's not crap. It's cool. People who do have the stand up, it's like fun. But I'm like, I want the OG Gyrus.
Okay.
All right.
Yes.
All right.
They've got 2 pool tables up there.
Yes.
And when you said in the zone, I can get in that zone and I can play pool really well. It just takes a couple drinks.
It always does.
Yes.
I need to calm the nerves. I need
Yes.
a drink, and then, there I am. I'm back. Anyway, Dave, any parting thoughts? Anything you want us to know about Dave Hats, CTI,
Oh my goodness.
AI prompt of the week?
Oh my goodness. I mean, we've covered so
T-shirts.
much here, but no, I mean, I'm just honored to be with you guys. I mean, this is just a great event. This is, I'm getting a lot out of it for myself. I'm getting a lot of it that I'm going to take back to my teams. That I'm going to, reference for our customers. Just, I'm picking up on stuff. It's a great event. I don't know what else you want to know about me. I'm boring, man. Prompt of the week, though. aka.ms/prompt of the week.
You have stepped up the editing, or at least the intro, in the last week or two.
Well, you guys went and did, the whole AI music thing and stuff.
Oh, not me. That's
Well.
Jimmy and Michelle. Oh, by the way, Michelle, we haven't mentioned you yet. Hi, Michelle.
Yeah. He's got a reason to not be here, unlike Jimmy, who was supposed to be in that chair right there. But,
Instead of you. Although we may have added you in
well,
anyway.
you would have added me anyways.
Yeah.
I just
Yes,
got that feeling.
in your heart.
I got that feeling. But no, Jimmy's not here. But they stepped up, with some new AI music and that, and so I had to pick it up and
And Dave, I do want you to know you weren't the second choice behind Jimmy. You're the third choice behind Jimmy and Marin,
that's fair.
and they didn't show up. So you're
That's fair. I've never been the first choice here for anything, Michael. So I'm used to that. I'm okay. I can accept that. Fourth string, fifth string, last pick.
as long as I get a uniform and mom I get to take the bus to the game.
I mean, you didn't get anyone for the fourth chair, so that means I was last pick. So
I was
that's
afraid
okay.
I was
That's
afraid there'd
okay.
be another person like you two better than me, and I'd be the fourth place performer. So I'm like, okay, I can only
Top three. Still top three. Still top three. Okay.
Correct. Bronze. I'm on the platform.
All right.
I got the bronze.
That's fair.
Tracy, anything on the parting shots?
Please, everyone, be ready for May 15th. Make sure your policy is there in Intune for AOSP. And test it. That is all. Mic drop.
And for me, I don't know where to go. The traveling has begun. So I had a total knee replacement January 7th. I had a picture I was going to put on LinkedIn, and I just decided it was like self-serving. I don't know. It just didn't feel right. It was great. I was listening to a Tom Arbuthnot podcast while doing rehab on the knee, and I took a picture with my glasses of the phone, showing it all that. Let's see if Scott crashes again. So I had that. So this is my first flight since then. And then next week I'm in Dallas, then in Las Vegas, then Hong Kong, New Zealand, Australia, Orlando, London, Copenhagen. So I have that coming up ahead of me. Commsverse. For those of you who couldn't make it to CommsvNext, go to Commsverse. Thanks, Scott.
How's things? I was instructed to sit down. So
Yeah, you're
I'm sitting down.
Well, it is becoming tradition that you crash the podcast.
Yes.
Welcome to the table.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a little odd, right? That's a square. Last time it was really long.
Have you had a snack?
Yes, thank you. Oh,
No,
that's lovely.
we're lousy with snacks.
Yeah, no, I can.
I stole these from Landis. Sorry, these are Landis approved snacks.
Yes, and then they are also Teams User Group approved snacks.
Indirectly, yes.
Indirectly, yes. Yeah.
So Scott, who are you and why are you here?
I don't know.
Okay. What's your takeaway of the conference so far?
Oh, it's been an amazing conference. I like the setup this year. I'm really not helping, am I?
No.
No.
Yeah.
It's kind of deadpan.
Yeah,
It's not working. I should really leave.
I mean, I like you, but yeah.
No, you don't. You even told me so.
Well, I don't like that I sent you a thing about T-shirt sizes and you never responded, and I didn't get a T-shirt because you didn't respond.
What T-shirt?
See? What T-shirt? Teams Users Group T-shirt.
Oh, the polo shirts.
Yeah.
See, you could plug the Teams user group right
No,
now.
that's coming. That's a just sneak peek.
Oh.
So I didn't get it because I replied because the form didn't work, at least not for me, and I got no response.
That's terrible. You should talk to the person that ordered the shirts.
Probably because you just have me straight in Outlook rule straight to trash.
I can neither confirm nor deny that.
No, you can confirm that. It's okay. I was told once you saw that I tried to submit, you just deleted the form. You're like, yeah, this is a bad idea. Trust our
I can
founder.
neither confirm nor deny.
Yeah, you can confirm that. Teams Users Group, we're doing well. TeamsUG.com.
Oh my gosh, yeah. TeamsUG.com, it's growing strong. Every time we do these conferences, we'll pick up another couple of local chapter organizers, also known as LCOs, of which there are 3 at this table that I'm aware of. And picking up some more sponsorships, so it's fantastic. We're really looking forward
We have
to
2 LCOs
doing this.
here.
Yeah.
Tampa
Right here.
Bay, Tampa Bay all day.
If
Hey, New York City
anybody-
strong. Come on.
Anybody watching this, come
Right.
to the Tampa Bay Teams user group meeting.
Check TeamsUG.com. Is there a TeamsUG meetup tomorrow?
There's the podcast.
Oh, okay. I wasn't invited
Are you
to it.
gonna crash it?
I wasn't invited to it.
Well, you don't have to be. You're an LCO.
Yeah,
She's an LCO, so you can just show up.
she'll be there.
Just show
I
up.
didn't know I was invited, but
Yeah.
since I think everybody who's involved with Teams UG is invited, I will be there.
Exactly.
What time is it? And tell her the correct time, and then
I
give
don't-
me whatever time you want to tell me.
Okay. I don't know, Eric. What time is it? Eric has the schedule.
No, I'm just saying, like,
What is it?
so
2:15 Mountain.
Tracy,
2:15.
be here at 2:15 Mountain. Eric told me I should be here early at 11:15 to help for setup.
Okay.
So
11:15.
yeah, see you there. I'll be at the ready for the podcast
Oh,
11:15.
you'll be crashing my algo session.
Oh God, I'm gonna miss that. Unfortunately, I'll be presenting at the same time you're doing that.
I know. Well, it's recorded though, so you can always watch it.
I will
enjoy
watch
later.
it.
That's right.
Because I'm very curious about the algo paging thing.
Really cool. Did you? Oh, so is it Momentum has a session in the morning about it, like 8:30, I think. I was like, where'd that come from?
All
I
right.
don't know if they didn't clear that through me.
Do you run this place?
Just that part of it.
What part of it?
The part I just said.
I wasn't paying attention to you talking again. Your mouth starts moving, and I'm like, what am I having for dinner?
You could be a ventriloquist. No, that doesn't work.
And that is how this is the best podcast ever.
There you go. I think we'll end there.
Yeah, we should.
Scott, here's a hug. I do
All right,
like
bud,
you.
yeah, it's all good.
A
All right,
little.
I'm out.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you
All
very
right,
much.
thanks everyone. Thank you, Dave Hatz.
My pleasure.
Thank you, Tracy Herr.
Thank you.
Thank me. And bye, everyone. See you at the next CommsvNext next year.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.